I'd gotten out of the Coast Guard in '81 and was deciding if I wanted to go back to school, if I should go back to school. Didn't know where I should go to school. Didn't know what I wanted to go to school for, and but I knew I had to.
I had been an LPN for a number of years, and it seemed like the dream of being an RN was always beyond my reach. And it wasn't until I went through a divorce and began to investigate it that I found out it actually was never beyond my reach.
I was working as a cook. One of the ladies there, she was the first cook. I was the second cook for that day. She kind of jumped on me for not properly wrapping the cheese correctly, and I decided that it wasn't something I wanted to do for the next 15, 20 years of my life.
Well, I've always wanted to go back and finish my degree, and I guess I'm in the 5% of accountants or finance directors that don't have a degree. But when my daughter started at Scholastica, I was able to get a discount, parental discount, so that prompted me to go back.
Academic challenge, improved job standing, opportunity for advancement. These are just a few reasons that students list for returning to college and choosing St. Scholastica. Unfortunately, some believe that too many barriers prevent them from getting a degree. But St. Scholastica's ENCORE program helps returning adults overcome those initial barriers.
This is the ENCORE office. Kathy Plummer speaking.
The ENCORE staff specializes in helping adult students make the transition back into the classroom. Whether it's a question about financial aid, registration, or the inside story on college life at St. Scholastica, the staff is here to help returning students adjust to college life. There's even a way to earn college credit for prior learning.
Hello, Clarence. Hello, Hank. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for taking the time. Please sit down.
ENCORE staff members like Clarence Sharp help full-time employees find a way to work and go to school.
We help you identify experiential learning. Principally, that's in 3 areas. It involves prior learning outside of college, your life experiences, and more importantly probably is your work experiences. We help you identify.
Terri Holmquist is a senior nursing major and always finds someone who can help at the ENCORE office.
They're really great people. Especially the first year, I made a lot of use of them for scheduling, financial aid questions. Any questions I had, I was free to go in there, and also just to see a friendly face in the hall.
Former students reflect on how the ENCORE staff helped them bowl over the barriers.
Well, I got the direction that I needed and the reassurances that I needed, that I wasn't alone. I had a lot of fears that coming to or back to school that I would be older and kind of left by the wayside by all the smart kids coming out of high school. Because truthfully, I didn't do that well in high school. I was a C with some D student stuff in there, and so I had some real fears about coming back to school. So ENCORE did give me the direction and the reassurances that I could do it.
In the ENCORE office, I was guided as to how to go about finding out what I needed to do. I got instructions about the business office, about scholarships, about my advisor, instructors. I got encouragement and support and somebody to listen to me when I had problems, and somebody who would say, oh yeah, well, we've heard this one before, this is what you need to do and how to take care of it. And then you do that, then it's not intimidating.
They were able to help me with my financial aid. They were able to help me with any types of problems that I had, especially if someone else in the administration couldn't help me, or as an adult I probably demanded a little more than a younger student, and so if I were to have a problem, I would tell the ENCORE people, and they would track it down and say, this guy isn't satisfied with your answer. And generally they did an excellent job.
There was always someone there to ask me how I was doing in school, how were my classes, did I feel I was getting the right advisement. And, well, of course my answers to all of those were yes, yes to everything.
Approximately 40% of the students at St. Scholastica are ENCORE adults. Despite that large number, many adults may still feel that their age is a barrier. The fear is soon alleviated.
There's always this anxiety about going into an environment where you know you are going to be a minority. While I didn't meet up with any actual derogatory comments or any hostilities or any of that, I'm sure there were some kids who thought that, oh geez, you know, here's this older Indian guy, what's he doing here? Why does he have to be here? I didn't meet any of that though. It's a healthy environment for both parties to learn in. The younger students can learn from the older students about aspects of the real world, quote unquote, as opposed to college life. And the younger students, I found a lot of them to be helpful. They've been very acceptable of older age students.
At first you talked about a few years ago, that was kind of scary to me. I don't know exactly what I expected. I thought maybe there would be punk rockers and strange people, and what I have found out is they're wonderful people, and I don't even think of them as being younger than me. We are, in my class, a real close bonded group, and we are peers. And it took some time, and it takes trust and getting to know each other as people, but the age difference does not seem to be a factor at all within my class.
Terri Holmquist is a single parent who is raising 3 children, going to school and working part-time.
It's tough, but I guess how I get through it is taking each day as it comes, and whatever is the priority of the day, that's what gets done. And sometimes it's my children and their needs, and sometimes it's studying for an exam, and sometimes it's having to go to work, and sometimes it's even missing a class because my kids are sick. And so there is no set rules that I follow. I just have to take it a day at a time.
I won't kid anybody. It's tough. There's a lot of weekends spent, but it was worth it. I work 8 to 4:30, and usually by 5:30 I'd be at the college, and 2 or 3 nights a week. And it's a lot of studying, but it's well worth it. It's something I've wanted for a long time.
Students speak highly of the faculty at the college and their sensitivity to the needs of ENCORE students.
And I was told there was going to be one class that everybody experiences as just kind of their horror type of class. Well, statistics was for me, but Dr. Marotta was superb. He was very nurturing. We set up with a tutor, and we did some other things, and I never quite seemed to grasp it for one reason or another, and I worked extremely hard for a year at that. I took an incomplete. And finally we sat down, we negotiated to do some other types of things that could bring my grade up.
He was meeting a new student, of course, which happens every year, whether or not you're an ENCORE student. Your advisor still has new students to meet. But it was such a friendly situation, and that's progressed right now to, it's gone to a higher level of friendship. I can sit down and talk to him about things that affect my daily life, because we've known each other for so long now. That's such a big help.
St. Scholastica's low 13-to-1 student-teacher ratio makes the school quite different from other institutions. However, the benefit of more student-teacher interaction also means higher tuition. At first glance, St. Scholastica's tuition appears high, but many don't realize how much financial aid is available and how it can take a big chunk out of that tuition bill.
I had a really unique experience. My employer paid 60% of my tuition, and then the people in the ENCORE office suggested that I apply for a Benedictine scholarship for academic achievement and community service. And I did that, and then they paid a portion of my tuition. I saved all my money that I got as gifts from everybody for Christmas and for my birthday, and I would save money periodically for my tuition and my books. So while it was an expense, it wasn't a hardship.
When I started back to school, I wasn't sure of what my GI Bill, if any, was going to cover. So I came in knowing that it was going to cost a lot of money, but financially, the ENCORE worked it out with me that I could be eligible for loans, and they were going to help me through that whole process.
Yes, there's quite a bit. I was surprised because I have a pretty fair income, and I thought that I wouldn't be able to qualify for a lot of aid, and there's quite a bit out there. Many of my
Finally,
classes,
students and alumni alike offer some parting advice for those thinking of returning to college.
It's real nice to be real serious about going back to school. I told myself that I wouldn't be able to do all the skiing I wanted to do, and a lot of the health spas and a lot of the weekend activities, because I was going to be tied up working 8 to 4:30 and going to school most of the weeknights, left only the weekends. And those 12 hours a day for 2 days a week was what I needed to get through. So be real serious about going back to school, and especially the ENCORE students. You know, you don't have a lot more tries to get through college when you're 41 years old like I am. So you really have to give it your best shot.
They definitely can do it. It's going to be a lot of hard work. I think there are some advantages being an ENCORE student. You know, I didn't come here to socialize, or that wasn't my intention. So just getting in, get your foot in the door, and not overloading.
Go for the moment, enjoy the moment, learn from the moment, and don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, we don't all have to get A+ all the time, although it helps.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared of trying to go back. Yeah. Everyone that is in this situation has voiced their anxiety of going back into the school system, being with younger people. You shouldn't be afraid of that. That's a new experience, and you should relish it.
Coming to St. Scholastica is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And at the time, I went back and forth. Is this the right thing to do? Should I do it? It was a monumental decision. But once I was here, I know that it was so right. And it's such a good direction for my life that I would just encourage them to take the chance, to take the leap and do it.